Why is it not doing it? Mm, mm, will it go through? Now, let's see. Uh, there. Now. Okay. I got it together. Ah,
Hi,
hey, Heather. Okay, I got it together.
here we are. And I decided that you're in for a little treat
Okay.
and the viewers, everyone that we love. I am going to take you on a really quick drive on Lakeshore Drive while I move parking spots and show you guys one of my favorite views of the city. And then we'll
Mhm.
have our conversation also while I'm driving, but we can go ahead with it. I just figured you guys don't want to just stare at my face all night. Why not see this beautiful city?
Okay, but we do want to see your beautiful face.
Well,
So
here it is.
let me tell everybody the purpose of this interview
Yes.
is that I watch a lot of reality TV. I watch Love After Lockup. But even though it's easy to watch a show and it's easy to have an opinion and be judgmental, but a
True.
lot of times, if a camera was recording us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and saw some of the stuff were actually doing, we would look and be
Absolutely.
like, okay. So I follow Heather, and what I wanted people to get from this is to see her in her own words, because I've seen her go live, I've seen her post different things, and people, she's respectful, she's nice, even if
I
you
do
don't
my
share her.
best. Thank you so much, J.Evans. That's so sweet. I really do my best.
You are. And when
Hopefully, you
you
guys
just
look.
tell your truth, a lot of people sort of go in, and that's not the thing to do, because I wanted her in her own words. Like, she's showing you this beautiful view. I wanted you to see her beautiful side, to get the real story behind everything in her own words, because we sometimes are too
Look at this
judgmental.
beautiful city, J.Evans. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just want everyone with this pandemic, everyone is all cooped up, right? We're
Yes.
all in our minds. Mental health is like needs to be front and center right now. We need to be checking on our loved ones. We need to be doing little things, creative things to bring them out of the house when they can't get out of the house. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I did a DoorDash delivery today and I went to an older folks home, the senior citizen campuses.
Mm-hmm.
And this place was locked down like Fort Knox. And it's just, I know we all have busy lives and problems and stuff, but we have to remember these people. Look at this view. Look at
It's
this
beautiful.
view.
Are you outside of Chicago?
I'm downtown right now driving DoorDash.
It's
Um,
beautiful.
it's absolutely my favorite. Everything is here. I worked at the hospital for a long time down here, and coming down here every day and establishing that routine and having a purpose was really the main thing that kept my mental health in check. I think
Mhm.
that when I lost that, I kind of never really felt home, as weird as that may seem. I didn't have a place here. I just came here every day for the most years of my life. You know what I mean? So I just
Mhm.
always feel home when I'm here. So I wanted to just bring you guys by real quick. And then I'm going to park and turn the camera around back on my face. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jay Evans. I just had to tell everyone. I hope anyone struggling right now is okay and that you guys know that we can get through this. Everything is going to be okay. I know that sounds so cliche, but it's like we have to say it sometimes.
No, it's cool because I love the view. Like, I'm originally from Milwaukee, so I used to
Oh,
like be
nice.
able to go to
Yep.
Chicago and see everything. So sometimes a good drive can help relax your mind.
I just don't want to show anyone's license plates. I just have to be conscientious here. I'm not a good videographer, you guys.
No, we will see any.
Okay, I'm just turning right here. And this is actually right by the gym that I go to.
Yeah,
I love this area. Isn't it gorgeous?
it's
Absolutely gorgeous.
beautiful.
It is
I love
absolutely gorgeous.
it. And
Okay, I'm just parking. Sorry. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Back to the business.
so the business is for everybody to see that Heather is just like us.
Just like
Um,
everyone.
just like everyone, we're in the middle of a pandemic. It's a lot going on, and it's all about just growth and development and just loving where you're at and
Absolutely.
getting to love yourself.
And being able to look at yourself. And I talk about this a lot of people are like therapy, 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 and I'm not saying don't go to therapy. I'm not saying, don't follow your mental health regimen. Absolutely do that. If you take medicine and it helps you, take the medicine. But for me, what I added that was most beneficial was
Hmm.
just turning inward for a really long period of time. And even when you don't have all of the answers, just believing in yourself that if you keep going and you recognize, who you are, why you're there, um, learning more and more about yourself each day, you're just better equipped to, you know, really get down deep to what you need. And until no one outside of you can tell you what you need, and that
Right.
was the biggest lesson. I was always looking, to Dylan and to everyone else to tell me what's right for me and what I should be doing. And, even the doctors, it's like, hold on, how do I feel? What do I need? And I think that's something that we all need to do more, is ask ourselves, like, am I okay? What do I need? And I'm sorry to dominate or take
No,
over.
you
You could go with the questions. I'm totally ready.
no, you good because that actually helped me kick off my first question because I did look at your site. Your website, Merciful
Yes.
Storm, talks about spiritual wellness, self care, diet, and nature. What made you decide to do the site, Heather?
Okay, so first of all, Merciful Storm, that is what's up there. That's what I have. It's gone through so many different things. First it was like a hip hop blog so that I could discuss and reflect on the evolution of hip hop in my life. And the reason why that was so important to me was because I had received a lot of judgment. I still do when I
Mm-hmm.
listen to certain kinds of music and do certain things. And I mean, yeah, I am a white girl, but I do like hip hop music and I do think diversity is important, and in everything, in music and culture and in everything, food, everything we do. Diversity is just so important. It's like the one thing that money, you know, can't really buy you, like that's truly like an amazing thing to have. And going around and learning about different people, from again, music is where it started for me, but it's everything. It's like you eat that and you look at it and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to try that, but then you're like, I want to try that, and then before you know it, you just have this insatiable, hunger inside you to learn more and to experience more and to live more life. And yeah, that's where it started. I have been going through the most, as you can imagine. Like, let me first say this. I had like a major breakup. My uncle passed. My daughter had a surgery. I lost my job. I went through PTSD. I had my own, depression and anxiety. And all of this has been going on while I'm, watching it back
Yeah.
now, a year later on the show. So it's almost like going through it again. So I just, I want to just make sure that what I do on the site is an accurate reflection of not where I am right now,
Mm-hmm.
but where I've been and how I've gotten here. Does that make sense?
It
So like
does.
I'm sure people go through shit, you know, we all have major shit, like the most. Well, I have the most.
Me
So
too.
learning how, and especially like, okay, I have public aid insurance, right? The state insurance or had. I couldn't get a therapy, you know, visit within like 3 to 6 months. Like you have to wait. I couldn't afford these specialized kinds of therapy that I had looked into and researched extensively to kind of overcome these certain things. So it was never that I wasn't taking an active approach to dealing with my shit. It was
Mhm.
more that I would like get so frustrated and almost give up. So I wanted to come up with ways with almost no money, right? That I was able to heal myself and bounce back. And that's emotionally and physically. My body was so weak and I was just not okay. So that's kind of where the website went. Now, spiritual wellness, healing, and spiritual wellness go 100% hand in hand. Um, I don't think you can have one without the other.
So you really wanted it
Sorry.
to help other people, basically.
Yeah, I just wanted to, what I went through not to be for garbage, so that I could, if I could help someone else while they're going through it, if I could think of what I needed while I was going through this time and somehow like offer these soothing just different things. Like one thing I talk about a lot is the hue light. I want people to know, not like I have no money to be made. I have no partnership with the hue light. I'm just, this is what works for me. And all the products that you ever see me mention or photograph with, I don't have deals. I just like to show what works for me, because if you're having a similar problem, again, like why should you have to go through the all the turmoil? Like if I know, let me show you. You know what I mean? So
Right.
the lighting, some people might not know that. You know, I'm sure there's a huge demographic of people who can't afford therapy, who are sitting with their problems, not in a way that they feel sorry for themselves or they blame anyone else, but just that they wish they had help and they don't feel they have, that it's accessible, you know?
Right.
So grabbing that light and putting on like a calming, you know, switch up my moods and putting on like a dark, like a red at night, or like a purple when I'm feeling, you know, serene, or whatever works. And some music, some chakra cleansing tones, some spa sounds. I like thunderstorms. That's one of my faves. Just making yourself safe and comfortable in your environment when you might not feel that way entirely, and taking the edge off. That's the only way for growth. Um, I know there are probably a lot of people who come from backgrounds where they don't have a lot of money, maybe don't even have their own bedroom, you know, and don't have their safe place. And so I've been there and I'm there. I'm there still. And I know how that feels. So I just wanted to create this safe place to offer the path, you know, that I took that worked, some experience on what maybe didn't work for laughs, and yeah, you know, just be there for, it's like I'm one Heather and I can talk to, you know, as many people as possible, but if I could put it down like in a blueprint, I can scale it, as Gary
Yeah.
Vee says. I follow Gary Vee for my marketing, just so everyone knows.
Okay, so a lot of times we as people, me included,
Hmm.
um, we might feel like, okay, my life is at this point, or I need to get at this point, so maybe I can find somebody to make things better, because I've done that before.
For sure.
So I'll tie this into the show with
So
how
good.
did you meet Dylan? Because I watched, so if people
Oh,
don't watch it, know, can you
wild.
just tell?
Yeah, so it was actually like a dream. It's like a, or a nightmare, a dream or a nightmare. It was a party.
Hmm.
And it was kind of a new type of experience for me to, like, as an adult, go out to a party and get messed up and like have fun. And I was just in all my glory, you know, enjoying the moment. And I went in the bathroom and he was in the shower and I had to use the bathroom. If you guys follow me, I always have to use the bathroom. I believe in drinking water, and I also drink a lot of coffee. I drive a lot of DoorDash, so I need it sometimes. Um, but wait, what was I saying, Jay?
that you met him in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry. So yeah, he was taking a shower. I had to pee. The rest is history. He kind of stuck his head out and was like, he was a little bothered at first, but then he like opened the curtain because he heard someone in the bathroom and he opened the curtain and he's like, okay, well, that's acceptable. And went back to his showering. And honestly, the truth is, he always had a million girlfriends. A million girlfriends. And I was like, I want no part. I didn't want any part of it. I wasn't interested at all in any way. But he didn't make any advances at me that night, and it kind of developed through mutual friends and or acquaintances. I always call everyone my friend. I'm finding out that not everyone is your friend. These are lessons. This is going to be in the blueprint. But yeah, we met that way, and it wasn't any big, like, grand, thing, but it was just the feeling of being pursued, the feeling of, I changed my number, and he went out of his way to find a new, my new number and still call me and continuing with that. That was like, I think self-worth issues, as you said, some people look to others when they, need healing, and I think that had a lot to do with it. I've always been very independent in my ability to bounce back and take care of myself. However, I've always been extremely reliant on whoever I'm in a relationship with to
Mm-hmm.
kind of tell me what, the main, bare bones of what we believe is. There was never really a Heather. Like, it was just this couple that, my just these main three relationships I had, long-term relationships I had, and I just defined myself. I was young when I left the house. Oh my God, so annoying. I have the turn signal on. Sorry, guys. I was young when I left the house. I was like, 16 or something. I was in group homes, like placements. It was not easy growing up, but I went through it, and I was able to get my own place and work a good job, and lose everything and come back from that and lose everything again. And it's something that every one of us, like, is going to go through. And I think the shock for me, and the reason it was so difficult initially, was because every time I went through it, I kept feeling like, all right, well, this is definitely the last time, like, we're done with this. I'm good now. I'm not going to have this problem again. And knowing that at any second, your circumstances can change, your life can be completely different, um, has been very humbling. Very humbling.
What made you decide to do the show? Like, how did the idea for it even come about?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, sweetie. So Dylan wanted me to do the show. I really didn't want to do the show. I was back and forth. I was involved in some work that I wasn't really sure, of. And, I'm pro stripper, and I'm pro sexy content, and I'm pro let your freak flag fly and do your thing, and, don't judge and be open-minded. I'm for all of that. Um, but it just, doing sexy content and the sexy stuff just wasn't exactly, I wasn't able to utilize all of my skills, I feel, and I just need to refine, my direction with regard to that. I'm not saying I'll never take another sexy photo again. I love it. You know what I mean? I love modeling. I love curating these photo shoots and their themes. I love it. But it's just not where my head's at right now. Anyways, because I was there in that
Mm-hmm.
sexy kind of, what was the question again?
What made you like agree to do the show?
Oh shit, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm super distracted because I'm sitting out here on the street, and we discussed this earlier. But yeah, I was doing the sexy stuff. I was like, well, if Dylan wants me to do it and I love him, I'm going to do it. And if I'm selling sexy content, why wouldn't I do a reality show, like, get my name out there more and grow? And there were many, many, many factors, and we went back and forth for months over it. It's not something that I just wanted to jump into,
Mm-hmm.
without, like, going back and forth, or that not that I wanted to. I think I wanted to just jump into it and get over with it. But, like, the way my personality is, I'm like, oh God, What about this? I'm an overthinker AF, like so AF. Overthink everything to the third degree or sixth or seventh or like whatever. Overthink. So I had to go back and forth for a really long time. But at the end of the day, the type of person that I am, I just wanted to make Dylan happy. Like, that's it, you know? And so that's why I did it.
Now, before when he was in jail and once he got released, do you think your relationship was better while he was still in jail versus when he got out?
No, our relationship, well, I take that back. The first half of our relationship was like unlike anything I had ever experienced. Like, I was so happy. I'd never been so happy. He was very accommodating emotionally and like took care of my needs and like told me when I was wrong and taught me and like led me. And I felt really just like things were going to be really good. Like, we were going to have a really good relationship. But things started happening for both of us, I think, like a little more than halfway through. And anyone, you know, I'm sure people who are watching, some of them are sustaining prison relationships or have sustained a prison relationship or have tried or can imagine. It's not easy at all. It's very stressful, like going through the pat downs and dealing with like all the energy and all the vibes. Like, everyone is not the happiest, you know, the people who work there and the visitors. And I met some really great people, you know, on both ends, but it was just not an easy thing to do, you know, and going over and over and over and being in that environment, it started to wear on both of us, I think. And I was just, I don't know, I
It
wasn't really
became a
okay at
lot.
all.
Yeah.
I was to the point where like I would be on the phone with him sobbing, telling him like I am going to kill myself. I cannot live anymore. I don't want to leave you. I don't want to leave the kids, but I can't, where I'm always able to find a way, like I'm not finding a way anymore, you know, and I'm losing everything. And I just, I couldn't, I couldn't keep going. I felt so just low in every way, physically, mentally. It just, there was just a lot going on for both of us. And the relationship was great the first half, and it steadily declined from about like 2 years before he got out to when it ended.
And y'all were together for like 5 years?
Something like that. Yeah, 5 years or a little more. Um, we stayed together after he got out of prison for on and off. Like, we lived together the whole time. The whole time. There was only 2 weeks that we didn't live together. First, it was at the apartment that I had, and then it was at the apartment that he got in his name, but we moved into together and looked at together. And that's why it like really hurt my feelings that he would say to people like, no, it was my place. No, boo boo, it was not your place. You got the place for us. We were at my place together. Then we went to that place. Like, why?
So this wasn't captured on the show though.
No, none of it. And
Uh,
that's like the most ridiculous part is like a lot of people are forming their opinions, J.Evans, on something that is a facade entirely, you know? And so for me to just sit there and not have an opinion on it or not speak on it has been extremely difficult because you start to question your sense of reality in all seriousness. Like, I know what happened, you know, I saw what happened. I was there when it happened. I have all this stuff, you know, indicating that it happened, that I was there, that this is happening. But you know, you're saying, and now getting the masses to say that it did not happen. And I have to, you know, it's almost like inhumane, like, not to say anything bogus about we TV or, you know, I don't want to, I'm not here to blame anyone. I'm just here to
right.
share my experience and how it's felt and how things have been, you know, and it's just been very difficult and almost unfair, you know, like I understand I got paid to be on the show and I'm grateful for the experience, but it's like I said in one of my little clips, you stab me and now you're mad at me that I'm bleeding. You know, like that's how I feel. I feel like I didn't just wake up in these circumstances. Like, things happened, and no one wants to take responsibility for their part in them. And that's not the viewers, that's Dylan. And I feel like I've been the one to have to take like a lot of this hatred and like just bullying, mean bullying, real mean, J.Evans. Some of the things, like, I would, first of all, to take that time out and say stuff like that to someone is so rude. Secondly, that's so mean, like, treacherous things you would never even imagine to say that I could never even think of. And I have a very active and creative mind. So, it's just, it was very untruthful. I'm not going to get into everything, because it's like, if
Right.
he's lying, then let him, like, he clearly has a reason for lying. But I am going to say, please believe me when I say it's not exactly as it seems. And, there's so much more always. We all have more, we all have more.
So let me ask this, because we didn't know that from watching the show.
Yeah.
What we saw as far as y'all being together, like, I remember you going to get him from jail, and then we saw literally like 2 days on camera of y'all
Right.
being together. And
Right.
that was not correct.
Right.
So a
Well, that
lot of
was
people.
correct. You guys saw only 2 days of us. Now, it's funny that you bring that up, because that scene he shot with his mom, like,
Mhm.
he broke up with me with his mom, and I'm like sitting in a hotel room waiting for him to come back, having no idea that that scene is being shot.
Wow.
Like, super, super duper bogus. You know what I mean?
Right.
Super bogus. Like, I held you down for 5 years. I was there for you every turn of the way. What the heck? And that's just how I felt. And I didn't know. Understand this also, J. Evans, they don't show me the show. So I see it when you guys see it. So I in my mind, again, it's like, this is what happened. And the way the show plays it, it's like, whoa, what the heck?
So do you feel that you were portrayed fairly from the footage that they took?
Um, was I portrayed fairly? Well, I mean, did that happen? Absolutely it did. I had PTSD on camera. Embarrassing. Um, I broke down mentally on camera. Yes, absolutely. I was in a very, very bad place. All of that is true. But they shot with me for 7 days. And for 5 days, I was happy and, doing my photo shoot. And we were at the mall, and we were at the. So it just, again, it's like, if you have 7 days of footage, or 6, or however many, and there are all these days of like happy moments of me, but you guys choose to show like that
That.
only,
Mhm.
there is, other Heather. Like, yeah, that's real, that happened. You know what I mean? I'm embarrassed. Like, it happened. It's awful. I didn't That's the thing also, when you divulge, and we spoke about this earlier, I
Mhm.
never I never wanted to like be the type of person to be like a phony baloney. You know what I mean? Like, oh, everything is fine with me, I'm great, blah blah blah. But as I have exposed myself, not for me, not to make myself feel better, but to try to let other people know we all have stuff, and we should be nice to each other and like help each other through it, not be awful to each other about each other's stuff. But the reality is, again, as I've chosen to do that, there's been a lot of love, but there has been an overwhelming amount of hate in my real life and on the internet. So this is in both, like, I've been recognized and like yelled at and threatened to fight, and like, I'm not like that. Like, if it know that if you see me reacting, it has taken probably hours, days, or months to get me to make any reaction. And that's the part that is not being shown.
Well, let me say this. I feel like we're all human. If we had a camera following us
Yes.
24/7,
Oh my God.
I know with me, they will capture some cussing, they will capture a meltdown moment. And, when something is edited, they can pick and choose what they want to. So sometimes for ratings, they might take a moment that you had, a small moment, and blow it up into something, because from watching it, it was just like crammed down and that was it. So now we get to know the full story, that it just was not that. And that's what I want people to take in consideration. We're all human. We all have moments. And I just feel like, okay, well, maybe there's more to it. So now we know that there definitely was more to it.
Yeah, there's so much more. And now that place where I was in my life mentally was probably, I would say, the worst that I've ever been in my entire life prior to um, January of this past year. I was so not okay. I was not okay. And a lot of people are like, are you on drugs? Are you paranoid? No, you guys, I'm not on drugs and I'm not paranoid. If you received a death threat followed by your car getting keyed, followed by like all this crazy stuff, like craziness, any
Mhm.
rational person would be a little freaked out. If you're not freaked out by stuff like that, I feel like you are super tough because I get freaked out by it. And I just from where you guys left me in the show to now,
Mhm.
a whole like trilogy
You're
of
in a different place.
novels has happened. Yeah, so much stuff. So yeah, I said this at the last one. This is probably my last interview about this, but because I want to give people, I want to answer people's questions, and I want to give people opportunity, and I want to do interviews and help people practice interviewing and do all of that. It's so fun. But I also really need to consider my own mental health, and my PTSD has been stable, thank God. I've been doing a lot for it, which is again what the website is about. Anyone who's struggling can check it out. It's in development right now. The cheat sheet to how I like got through it. But yeah, it's just I can't keep revisiting it this way because I just get like I'm just very anxious, and I don't want to sacrifice like the progress that
You're-
I've made with, you know what I mean?
yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you some questions moving
Oh,
forward.
okay.
Um, are you open to dating or a relationship right now?
Mm, mm, mm. Thank you for the question, J.Evans. I am, I would love to go. I mean, when we say date, it's like, let's clarify because context is everything, and our generation is a little wild. You know what I mean?
Okay, let me
I
say date.
don't Netflix and chill with anyone.
That's not a date. To me, that's not a date.
I don't have
Would
sex with
you
people. Okay, I'm sorry, go on.
would okay, to me a date is if we weren't in the middle of a pandemic,
Right.
um, would you go out to like dinner in a
Yes,
movie, like a walk on the beach?
I would love to. Here's the problem. And I say yes, I would love to because I would love to. I mean, I love people. Now, the problem with me is that I am very, oh my God, hey babe, oh I love you so much, you're great. And I mean that. That's not me like being an asshole or like I really mean that. Well, like I really genuinely love people and I love to meet new people and learn and talk to people and explore the world. I think we should do it together. It's great. So yeah, I'd love to do a date. Theoretically it'd be great, and I want to meet people, but I hate having to like expect the guy to pay. I hate it. I've done it before, you know what I mean? Hey, a girl's got to eat sometimes, I've done it before. But as a general rule, I really truly I have a big problem. I just don't like it. It's like then once the guy pays, he feels
Mm-hmm,
like it's all bets are off. You know what I mean? And that's just in my experience. I'm looking for the guys who don't feel that way. The guys who
mm-hmm.
are like, oh yeah, I understand. We're just going to be slow and like take it cool, and I'm not going to pressure her or do anything weird, but I've not been able to find a single one.
Really?
I swear. I don't know what's going on. It's like so crazy. The other night I had dinner with this guy. He was a real nice guy, and it was so great. And then he like starts like rubbing my like petting my arm, And I, not to be a bitch, but I like move my arm over and I'm like,
Uh,
please don't touch
no.
me. Please don't touch me. And then he's like doing it some more, Ooh, yeah. And I'm like, please don't touch me.
Stranger danger.
You know what I mean? And then I like close my eyes for a second and I open them and he's standing over me like about to give me a hug. And I'm like, hey, and you know what he said to me? You know what he said to me? He goes, I could see that your trauma clearly has you messed up. Bro,
No, you
and
just
that's
don't want him rubbing on you.
thank you. Thank you. Know the difference and know that both can be going on at different times in a person's life. You know what I mean? Trauma's the answer to some stuff, but not to that. Not to
Yeah.
that. Keep your hands to yourself.
So, okay, I have to ask this two ways. Because some people have a type and some people look for certain qualities. So, do
Okay.
you have a type, or are there certain qualities that you love in a man?
Um, yeah.
The quality?
I'm so embarrassed to say it. I don't want to say it. It's so embarrassing.
You have a type. There's nothing wrong with that. You have a
I
type.
mean,
That's
yeah,
okay.
kind of.
Hmm.
I just like to feel taken care of, like not in a financial way necessarily, but I mean, who is saying
Like
no
a
to that?
protector.
Yeah, like
Okay.
just like I don't know, like the reason why I get so uncomfortable like in a lack of diversity is because I consider myself to be like everything, every ethnicity, like every I have lived, hung out with, been friends with, whatever, with everybody since I was little. That's always how I was. I just love it. So I need like a guy. I feel like he'd be like living like in downtown or like some like trendy area because he's up
Mhm.
on the trends and he's pretty fashionable and he likes to go to the gym. He doesn't have to be like, the Hulk, but he likes to go to the gym. And like if I am like, "Oh, babe, please help me. I need help with the squat rack." He's like, "Yeah, of course I'll help you." Like when I would go to the gym with Dylan, he'd be like the worst. Like he would be the worst. He would not come around me or help me with anything or like anything. He would just be far away. So I want like someone who wants to do stuff with me, not everything in a suffocating manner, but like
Mhm.
the habits, like that's the type. Like you're motivated, you're going to the gym, you want to be better in all areas. You're looking for, work and projects and investments and you're teaching me about how to do stuff like that. Like I'm still a child in a lot of ways when it comes to business. But I think older, a little older. I think this might be the last time I go for younger. And there was only a 3 year or 2.5 year age difference. So I just don't think that's probably the best idea anymore. I think older guys got it going on and just know a little bit more about what's going on in life. And that's probably going to be the way to go. Just, you don't have to, it's not even, I do have to be physically attracted to you, but I've been physically attracted to, no, I almost said something mean.
Okay. Would The Rock be your type?
Oh my God. Duh. Is The Rock not anyone? Isn't The Rock everyone's type or no? I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo. We can agree on that.
Do you still model?
Yeah, not really. I do my own kind of the modeling that I used to do was like collaborations for selling sexy content, using it for advertisers and like sexy like brands like lingeries and toys and like fruits and like just random stuff, shoes, just a lot of random stuff, runway stuff. But that was all like through, I don't know if there's any models in the house. I used to use Model Mayhem, the website, modelmayhem.com. Check it out. There's a lot of freelancers there looking for freelancers from both sides, model side, photography side, production side, makeup artist side. So if you guys are looking for work, that's a good resource. But yeah, I love it. And I say no, I'm not doing it, but I do like, for fun by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I doll up or like put on like something sexy and like some heels and take the photos and yeah, I do it for myself. It's like that Billie Eilish song where she's like, I think therefore I am.
Yeah. You know who your energy reminds me of?
Who?
Pink. Pink.
Really?
Hmm.
Who doesn't love Pink? A badass lady. She's a good mom.
She's
Who doesn't
strong.
love Pink? She's strong as fuck. And she had
Yeah.
pink hair like I did at the time.
So we talked about the reactions from people. Um, so I want to know, do you feel that this show has helped you or hurt you or put you on a different path, like a better path?
I think it helped me for sure. For sure. Um, yeah, definitely. It was, I needed 100% needed the show. I needed the show. If, yes, has it hurt me also? Absolutely. But anything in life is, any growth, comes with
Pain.
discomfort. Yeah. I
Yeah.
hate to say it, but yeah, that's just reality. And, um, it's definitely helped me tremendously in so many ways.
Would you do a show like helping other people? Like if it was a reality show with a positive,
I would love
like
that in a heartbeat.
doing the, yeah.
In a heartbeat. I would love it. That honestly, J. Evans, that's what I thought. Like, I'm so stupid. Not stupid. No negative self-talk, Heather. I really thought I could spin the show. Like, I could get the
Some,
producers to like make the episodes about mental health.
mhm.
I thought wrong, but yeah, I would love to do something like that. That's really I think there's a certain amount of reality lost in the typical reality shows that I think would be beneficial and valuable to bring back, maybe not in the traditional sense of a reality show, but maybe like, in a Waymaker type of way, like in a category that doesn't exist yet. Um,
Yeah.
I think it would be fabulous and like a visionary. I think it there.
Yeah. I'm here.
Am I here?
Yeah.
I'm
We're
so
here.
sorry. My daughter was calling me. Um,
That's a,
but yeah, I would love to do something like that. I think that not only with mental health, like helping people through things and like issues, but also like creating different ways, like specifically with artists in every type of medium. I've always been drawn to creative stuff. Um, and I don't think there's enough demand in the workforce
mhm.
for that type of soul. And as an artist in a traditional workplace setting, I feel I just can't do it for too long. So I know how, like, I feel like my soul is being stifled. You know what I mean? Like just
Mhm.
snuffed out, like with like a snuffer of fire and coals and just snuffing it. So yeah, I'd love to do something like that. That sounds fantastic.
Now you said you listen to music like your site originally was music. Who do
Yep.
you like to listen to? Like who relaxes you? Who makes you happy? Who just does it for you? I don't care who it is.
Oh my God. I can't answer. We'll come back to that. Can we come back to that? Oh my God.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
getting,
let me.
I'm
Do
turning
you have a
red.
favorite song?
Um, at the moment, it is, at the moment, I've actually not been listening to the most hip hop, actually. I've kind of been in a funk off of hip hop for like 4 days or five, maybe. I've been listening to a lot of EDM music. So that song, Heard You've Been Looking for Me, everyone look it up. It's by
Okay.
Paul. I'm not sure, but that's the song that I'm sort of gripping right now. Other than that, if you're asking for like the last month's average favorite song, yeah, it would probably be a hip hop song. It would probably be um, it would probably be something really heavy bass. Um, Can I come right back on? My daughter called me twice and I just need to call her back
That's
and
fine.
check. I'm so sorry. I'll call you right back. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.